So the first thing I want to talk about is the opening of the month. There's something regarding your home life or your house that is either in question or is in shadow or delay or something is topsy-turvy with the home life right now, Libra. I'm not sure what's going on at home, but there's something, this is the home is your castle. And this is the garland of stability, domesticity. It's traditionally the marriage garland, the place where domestic life flourishes. And it's usually a card of celebration, of festivity, of surprise, of merriment. All those things that have to do, I always think of like a big wedding reception when I think of this card. But it really has to do with the home and stability. And in the reverse position, there's something challenging it. There's something putting it in delay, or there's something that's going on there. It's almost, with these two cards together, it almost is as if there's a house that you really want, but it's in delay. That's the first message that I'm getting. This is a card of Page of Cups. This is the younger side of ourselves. Cups represent emotion and heart energy. So you can see with this fish leaping out of the cup, it's like, what makes your heart leap? What makes you passionate about something? What makes you infatuated with something? This is the younger side of ourselves. So it's like a teenager that is passionate about something, infatuated. And so I'm actually getting two different things. This could be like wanting a house, your inner yearning or longing, but the house is in delay, or that you can't do something with your home that you want to. Or it could be literally that there's a teenager that's turning the house upside down. It could be, this sometimes can be a water sign. So this could be Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. And, if you're a mother to a water sign person, Libra, it could be a certain way that this younger person has either left the home or they're making the home very challenging right now, that they want a different home. There's something going on there in terms of potentially mother-daughter energy, mother-son energy regarding the home and resources. One storyline that could potentially happen, Libra, is that this is an air sign, by the way. Queen of Swords she's very direct, she's very clear, she knows her boundaries, she uses words in a clear, truthful, direct, strong way. Sometimes she can be cutting or bold because she can be what's considered sharp. But I could see one storyline being mother and child, not having enough resources to do the thing with the home that they want or get the home that they want. It's in delay. There's something going on there. Or this could just be like your interaction, Libra, with a younger type of person. So someone who is acting like a teenager, acting like they're very open. They sort of wear their heart on their sleeve is what Page of Cups is about. It's about acknowledging what's true for your heart, acknowledging your emotions. It's like when your emotions are flowing out of you, like this fish is jumping out of the water. There's so much emotion. And because it's surrounded by the home in reverse and resources, it's saying that something is topsy-turvy regarding home life and regarding, you might be having more resources coming your way. This is Six of Coins in the upright position. And this question that's raised by this card is, where are the resources? What position am I in regarding resources, knowledge, power, money, all of that? Do you relate more with the person who's handing out the coins, the person who's benevolent, the person who is like a benefactor to others? Do you relate to the person who's receiving the coins, so more like the beggar energy, or the person who's being supported by another, or basically maybe getting paid for work is also another possibility? Or are you the person who's not receiving anything at all? Are you kind of like not in a position of receiving? Is there a block there? So because you're next to this card, Libra, I'm going to say that you may have some concerns right now about money, the situation, budget, finance, what resources are available to you. It's possible that you're moving into a new home and you're, a younger person or a teen doesn't want to leave this home. I mean, there's a lot of different possibilities with the way that this could be coming up, but I really do get the sense that you are concerned with resources, with your finances, with like what's your income, what are you getting paid, what you're worth. This is also a real card of value and of worth and assessment. He's got the scales here. He's weighing and balancing, like, is it worth it to pay this much for this much mortgage or this much rent, or is it worth am I in a larger house than I need to be? Am I in too small of a house? Do I want a larger house? This is resources, knowledge, power, and it's consideration and weighing for you with that. There may be some sort of impact with a younger person regarding the home, or the younger side of yourself regarding the home. This could also play out, Libra, as this younger side of you and your heart longing for a different home, like longing for, like, I always thought I was going to end up in a castle or a bigger house, and I'm not seeing that happening. You might be looking at your home in a way and seeing the faults of it that you're dissatisfied with. That's, all those themes are possible, Libra, but I do see you considering resources and finances, your budget, your value, your worth, all of that is. Then I see in the middle of the month, you've got some Wands energy here, which is enthusiasm. It's fire energy. It is action-based. I see that from going from 10 of Wands to 7 of Wands, there's a way in which you need to acknowledge something that you feel is unjust, and then that gives you more energy to stand up for what you believe in and go in your own direction. The reason I'm saying this is that 10 of Wands this card is a card of oppression. It's like burdens. It's carrying too much. You can see in the card that he's carrying all these wands, all these sticks. And oftentimes it's like carrying other people's burdens, carrying a heavy load, feeling weary, feeling like your back is about to break, feeling tired, feeling like you're carrying all the weight, even if it's not just yours, but other people's stuff too, carrying a lot of baggage. So when I see this card, I always ask, what is it that you can put down that's not necessary? I see that as the opportunity with this card. Is like, what are you carrying that's not yours? What are you carrying that's from the past that you can put down? See, as the middle of the month opens, see if you can ask yourself, what am I carrying that I can put down? What's not necessary? What is something that I've been carrying unjustly, more than my fair share of the burden? Because this is justice. And this is in reverse. So there's some lack of justice in the situation. Notice, too, that she's got the scales. And this is your symbol, Libra, by the way. I mean, the scales are here and the scales are here. It's definitely talking about you. Weighing what's mine, what's theirs, what's fair, what's not fair. There's something that seems like maybe you've been carrying a burden unfairly, more than your fair share of the weight. So I want you to consider that, look at that, and then by this time, as you get further into the month, you'll have put some of those things down. Maybe not all of them, but if you see that you lighten your load, this is 7 of Wands. So going from 10 of Wands to 7 of Wands, at least you've identified some of the things that you're carrying that are not yours, Libra. Some of the injustice, the old baggage, whatever it is that you're carrying that's not yours, or whatever you're carrying that's not necessary. Use the clear wisdom and insight of justice, because this is a real theme for you Librans. What's fair, what's equitable, what creates harmony, what is just. By clearing away some of the injustice, some of like these 3 extra wands that you're carrying that aren't necessary, you get to this. You have a little bit more. This is 7 of Wands, so from 10 to 7. You have a little bit more spiritual energy. You have a little bit more pep, verve, fire energy available to you. And this is like someone leading the charge. This is someone, it's funny because this goes from oppression to success despite adversity. It doesn't mean all the problems are gone. It doesn't mean that injustice isn't there, but what it means is you have more energy to deal with it. So this is success despite adversity. This is standing up for what you believe in, even though people are challenging you on it. And this card could either be that he's leading a bunch of other people or he's fighting people off. So either way, he's standing and saying, I have confidence. I can fight for what I believe in. I'm willing to take action on what I believe in. And I also point out in this card that he's in an advantageous position. By putting down some of this excess stuff that's not yours, getting rid of it, getting rid of old baggage, getting rid of things that you're carrying for other people or unnecessarily, whatever that is, whatever your heavy load is, Libra, put some of it down, and it gives you not only more energy, but it puts you from this like bent over, weak, tired person to this person with more vitality, in a better position, with more energy, literally in a more advantageous position. So that's going to be your opportunity for the middle of the month. Look at what's unjust. Look at what you're carrying that's not yours, and put down what's not necessary. It'll give you more energy to deal with things, to stand up for what you believe. It may even bring you more money, because this is you. This is that renewed energy, and then this is security and money. But there is some fear or doubt. There's some challenge to that as well. Then there's something going on regarding a relationship. This is Lover's energy. So this could be the fact of you assessing value. I see it with these two cards here. Assessing value, what you're getting versus what you're giving, and standing up for what you believe in, fighting for what you believe in. Is that being allowed within the relationship? If you're single, are you blocking receiving relationship energy? Is there a way that you've put yourself in a position where you're not receiving? Like what is your relationship to relationship? There's something blocking it right now. There's some way in which either you're not showing up or the other person is not showing up, or there's fears or doubts regarding that. I think too, with this card in this position, it could be, Libra, that you think that if you stand up for yourself, if you put down the weight of some other person, that you think it's going to turn your lover situation upside down. I want you to question that. I want you to look at that, because keep in mind, justice and lovers are both in reverse. With these two cards in reverse, and it surrounds you standing up for yourself, saying, this is mine, this is what I want to take action on, this is what I have energy for, or not. You know, as you get rid of that injustice, guess what happens? You turn around justice, you turn around lovers. So as you get more clear with yourself, as you own what is yours and not what is not yours, life becomes more just, and lover's energy can show up because it's more equitable, it's more fair, it is more, both people get to show up as who they are equally. You know, so I want you to consider that. You might have fears and worries that as you address justice, that lovers is going to remain upside down. But it's actually the opposite's true, is that as you attend to justice, as you attend to drawing a conclusion, weighing the matter, weighing the evidence, thinking about what is compromise, what is just, what is fair, as you bring this into order, this comes into order too. You know, as you're fair with yourself, you actually open yourself up more for lover's energy. Because consider this is balance. This is balance. Both of these cards love balance, harmony, order, connection, fairness. So, and those are all Libran themes. So be more of you, Libra. You've got the strength here. This is Queen of Swords. You know how to be direct. You know how to say what's on your mind. You know how to share communication through words, through thoughts. You're a card of mental energy, of air energy. So be clear. That's going to help you correct this and help you correct this. It's also going to lighten your load. Then towards the end of the month, Libra, I see, hope and forgiveness. This is beautiful. It's funny too, because Star is kind of showing up right around the time when the light starts happening more, right around December 25th, right around the solstice is when The winter solstice is when we start getting more light. And this is a card of self-acceptance. It's funny too, because you see in both of these cards, this woman is naked. This is actually the same woman. And in here, she's being open and vulnerable with someone else. Here, she's by herself, but she's complete. She's whole. She's accepting herself exactly as she is and her own intrinsic worth and value in nature. You can see in this card that it's about physical value, things that we own, possessions, money. He's in all these robes. Here, she's stripped down. This is about worth and value that doesn't have to do with the outer world. It has to do with the inner world. And that's where she gets her radiance from. This is a gentle acceptance of the self. She is just as valuable as, say, the bird, the tree, the flower, the star. She is a natural part of the world, and she accepts her own place within it and knows her own internal, intrinsic, natural value. She's very grounded. She's grounded between, the emotional world, which is represented by one foot in water, and she's kneeling on the earth, which represents being grounded. She's finding balance there. So this is inner harmony. This is hope. This is trusting yourself. It's feeling inspired. It's feeling generous. I'm seeing a beautiful holiday season for you, Libra. This is all very Libran stuff. And I see too, what's funny about this card is this is forgiveness of the past. This is the spiritual fire, this trumpet that's trumpeting, and you can see it's a fiery spiritual thing that releases all the baggage from the past. It's a card of forgiveness. So it's saying, let the ghosts of the past be behind. It's funny too that these two cards are surrounding star energy, because if you're carrying old heavy burdens, old loads, old baggage from the past, when you release that energy, when you say forgive others, when you let go of old grudges. This could even be carrying grudges. When you let go of grudges, when you use forgiveness to burn away old stories, old habits, old stories about who people are, old mythologies, all this old stuff. These people are dead. Let them go. You don't have to forget them, but you have to forget your attachment to whatever grudges, whatever baggage, anything that's in the past, the old life that is gone. Employ forgiveness. It gives you a lot of peace, Libra. It gives you a lot of hope. It gives you a lot of renewal. This is also the feeling of like after a storm. The card that precedes this is Tower in the tarot, which is chaos, storm. It's like when a big storm rolls through, and then this is what you get after the storm comes. You get, that feeling after it rains and storms. It's like refreshed, renewed, gentle, peaceful, all of that. So use forgiveness towards anything to do with letting the past go, letting the ghosts of the past go. That's all going to be very helpful. It's going to get you here, Libra. Peace, harmony, things you love. And then towards the very end of the month, you have 10 of coins in reverse and 6 of swords in reverse. Both of these cards are, they kind of talk about stability. This one's echoes that theme of renewal. In fact, all of these 3 cards, Star, Judgment, 6 of Swords, renewal is what I'm going to say. 10 of coins doesn't really fit into that theme, but one of the things, it does have to do with stability. So what 6 of Swords in reverse is saying in tandem with 10 of coins is that we have a couple here and we have a couple here. And this couple is very secure. This couple is in their castle. This couple has a large accumulation of money or security. This card, 10 of coins, is usually a card that depicts inheritance or money accumulated over time. It's value and assets that is accumulated from good decisions made over time. And it usually depicts the elder handing over the wealth to the next generation. Hence, they have the castle that's built. There's the flags of the family. They're secure inside. It's wealth that's passed on from older generations. It's accumulated over time. I'm seeing this couple in some ways may have lost their castle. It echoes the Four of Wands in reverse here. This could represent either a divorce or this couple losing their house and they're having to move away, you know, to a different land. I'm seeing that in this card, Six of Swords, it's a person rescuing another person or being rescued by someone else or someone rescuing themselves. So it could be any of those three possibilities. And they're going from turbulent, charged waters to smoother horizons, smoother seas, you know, a better place. This card, Six of Swords, is really about recovery and healing. So even though there may have been a loss of security, a loss of a home, or you know, Ten of Coins in reverse can mean not having as much money as you had hoped to have, not receiving a windfall, or, you know, if there was a judgment that didn't go in your favor, it could be that you didn't reap the financial rewards that you thought you were going to. But Six of Swords is recovery. It's healing. It's going to a new land and going to a new place. So in some ways, I see that there may have been a loss, or just not the receiving of the expectation that you had, not the large stack of money that you thought might have been yours. But I also see that you can heal and recover from that. You can go to a new place, but you're resisting letting go of what seemed like stability, security, safety. And in resisting that, you may be resisting healing, recovery, going to a new place. It's almost like saying, with this card, Six of Swords in reverse, it's almost like saying, I'm too afraid. I'm going to stay in these chaotic, charged waters because I'm too afraid of getting in a boat and recovering and healing and going somewhere safer, somewhere calmer, somewhere new horizon. So consider that at the end of December, Libra. You may have a beautiful adventure ahead of you, you know, even in terms of partnership. If you're in a partnership and you lost a house, or something challenged your security, your what's the word? Security is really the best word that I can establish life.